Hi, I am Osman, Master Level Energy Healer with telepathic capabilities, specializing in terminal illnesses and critical care recovery. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher. And be sure to visit my website, yogawellness786.com, for more information on my services. Be careful to understand that all my therapies are natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. If you have a medical condition, be sure to consult with a licensed medical practitioner in your locality. Today I wanted to discuss the 5 winds in yoga science, and the 5 winds referring to the 5 vayus in Sanskrit, or they call it the Pancha Vayus, that are said to be located in every person's body. So they said there is like an energy, and they call these energies winds or vayus, and they divided it into 5 categories. The one category that's responsible from your hip downwards, the energies that takes care of your reproductive organs, excretory functions, and your legs and feet, right? Is one energy called, they give it, I'll go through the terms shortly. And then the energy from the neck upwards, right? So the lower one is Apana Vayu, and from the neck upwards is called Udana Vayu, which takes, that energy is responsible for all the functions in your head, your thought processes, and so forth. And then the digestive function in your abdominal region is called the Samana Vayu, in charge of digestion and your appetite and feeling of hunger and nausea. When you get sick and you're feeling nauseous, that energy becomes imbalanced, right? And when your digestion is not easy and not good, it means that, and people suffering from constipation, although it is related to the lower, the Apana Vayu, but it's also connected to the Samana Vayu, because these energies also intermerge with each other, right? It's not strictly from this point downwards is that energy, that point upwards is this other energy, right? So just for explanatory purposes, the advanced yogic masters of the ancient times mention these names. And then the chest area, your lungs and your heart and this thing, is your prana vayu, right? The 4th wind. And the 5th one, the one that permeates the entire body, like your nervous system is going through your entire body, circulatory system is going throughout your entire body, lymphatic, responsible for those functions that permeates the entire body, is Vyana Vayu, right? They call that Vyana Vayu. So how it relates to yogic sciences, and especially in Hatha Yoga, my experience has been that, for example, when you are in Paschimottanasana or head to knee posture, where you forward bending, you're sitting, flat with your feet forward, leaning forwards, you grab hold of your ankles and bring your forehead to touch your knees. Of course, beginners may have difficulty with it, but as you're practicing it regularly, it becomes easy, right? When you are holding that posture, you hear like a gushing wind in your ears, like a very windy day, like a blowing, like a heavy force blowing sound. Like when you go to some of the public bathrooms and there's high power hand dryer, then you put your hand on it, it like blows very hard, that sound, you hear it in your ears when you bend forwards. This is the stored up imbalance in your Apana Vayu, your lower region, right? The wind from your lower region, and your abdominal region, the Samana Vayu, because you're squeezing your abdominal region as well. It is balancing and permeating, spreading throughout the body, and you hear it in your ears. It's like a wind that blowing hard when you've reached the advanced level. So in my earlier years, I didn't pay notice or attention to it, and I wasn't aware of it as well. So maybe I didn't know, but as I became more and more sensitive to all my subtle processes, for sure it's new, but you're not able to identify it yet, or you haven't been pointed towards it, right? So as you advance and your subtle level starts developing and you become an advanced aspirant, for sure you're going to hear the sound. So this is balancing, because the energies are always not balanced. They automatically become imbalanced, right? There'll be more in one place than the rest of the body. So by you squeezing in that posture, it balances the excess and spreads it throughout the body so that you have an even amount of energy, balanced energy throughout. And then when you practice, for example, halasana, which is the plow posture, you're just lying on your back and then you're lifting your legs and bring it over your head and touching the floor behind you, right? With your toes touching the floor behind you. You can see on the internet what that posture is. So once you're practicing, these are basic postures. As you're practicing it regularly, they become quite easy. And don't force yourself into these postures. You need to, take it easy, go step by step, and practice slowly, right? Don't do anything dangerous. So when you practice halasana also, you hear this wind again, but you're not bending anything in your lower back, you're bending in your neck region. So this is the balancing of the Udana Vayu, because they all fall down and rest on the shoulder region, right? That wind, and then you forcing it up back into there so that it evenly spreads out. So you become more relaxed and calm, your thinking process. It improves all your functioning that happens from your neck upwards, right? I found that posture to be balancing it. And then I understood why they call them vayus or winds, because when you're doing you hear them like a gushing wind, strong gushing wind, right? So that's why they call them vayus, but it's not like a wind that's inside you, right? Because of this, exhibiting that. So these two postures I found, balancing the Apana Vayu, the Samana Vayu, and the Udana Vayu. And of course, what it's doing is balancing it throughout the body so that your Vyana Vayu becomes balanced as well. The Vyana is the energy that's responsible for the complete body functions, where there is systems that permeating the whole body, like your nervous system, your lymphatic system, your your subtle life force energies, is permeating your whole body, the nadis, right? So more importantly, the nadis are getting balanced, and this helps also to, as a preventative measure for illnesses, throughout the body, to balance the energies. And it's like a natural way to reduce the risk of illnesses there. And this is something amazing about the Vayus. And then the Prana Vayu, I found that where the release of emotion in Bhujangasana, cobra posture, which I mentioned in another video as well. Amazingly, in that posture, you feel emotion just releasing, coming out and coming out. It's so amazing, right? When you perform the posture properly. And this is balancing the Prana Vayu, right? And removing the blockages in your heart chakra and helping you to balance your relationships and not feeling, because a lot of people, when relationships fail, that baggage affects them psychologically, and they tend to have imbalanced fears, and holding themselves into getting into alternative or other relationships. Not that the other relationships are going to be perfect and it's going to be better or something, because people are people. It's normal. It's normal to have, rift and conflict, right? And it's normal, and you need to learn how to compromise, and where the compromise is not possible, and it becomes, you are too far apart and it's causing more harm to be together than apart. It's better to be apart, right? So I'm not giving relationship advice. I'm not a relationship master. I'm just giving my personal opinion. And from a yoga sciences perspective of energy release, right? I'm saying this energy is being released and balanced in your body, making you more balanced as an individual, psychologically, physiologically, and spiritually, right? Hope that information helps you. Take care of yourself.